Welcome to the new Omnichannel Engagement app for Dynamics 365. In this demonstration, we'll review the agent capabilities of this modern purpose-built contact center application. By default, you get the home session with two tabs. You see here I've got two tabs for dashboards that are purpose-built for omnichannel experiences. The agent dashboard is showing three streams of information. The first is all of the work items that I'm currently working on. The second is all of the items and queues that I'm a member of. The system has two types of distribution models, push and pick. In our scenario, we're using a push model to send chats directly to agents. The next model is pick. Some organizations prefer to have agents pick items off of the queue. And in our scenario, we use the pick model for cases that were created via the Dynamics portal. And lastly, the closed work items show everything that I closed within the last 24 hours. So that's my agent dashboard. I also have an ongoing conversations dashboard. This will display all of the conversations going on in the system right now that are not yet closed. A conversation has various states. For example, when the conversation gets started, it'll be in an open state. When it's offered, it will be in a waiting state until accepted by the agent. It turns active as soon as the agent accepts it. Once the customer has dropped off the conversation and the agent is still working on it, perhaps adding notes or other items, it will be in a wrap-up state. And finally, when the agent closes the conversation, it goes into a closed state and it's written to the common data service. So those are all the different states that we have in the system for conversations. As you can see, other information like the customer name, the queue that it's in, and customer sentiment. We'll show you more later on this. The work stream, I can have SMS, chat bots, and so forth. And lastly, the agent currently working the conversation. So now let's see how the customer experience looks like. This is a Dynamics 365 portal, and you can see the chat widget at the bottom right. This widget is completely configurable. You can change the title, the logo, or even the color. When the user clicks on it, there's a pre-chat survey that is also completely configurable. As I fill out the pre-chat survey, there are three things that are happening. It's using the name and other information like email to identify the record in the common data service. Second, it's routing the request based on information like the topic dropdown we see here. And then third, it's identified the next available agent by checking presence and available capacity. So now back to the agent experience. You can see I've received this chat request from John Doe, and once I accept it, I get a session launched for this particular conversation. So the first thing to do is greet the customer, and for that we have quick replies. All of the productivity tools are at the bottom of the chat window here, and they also have keyboard shortcuts, so a /Q will bring up all quick replies. The customer receives the message and can respond back to the agent. You can also see the customer contact record is pre-populated here. Behind the scenes, the system identified the proper record based on the pre-chat information. In this scenario, we found a unique record for John, but if there were multiple, it would have brought up a search experience to find the right record. You can see all of the pre-chat information here. It tells me that it was a chat conversation and how long the customer was waiting and which queue the chat came in on. Not only that, you see all the previous cases for John here. If this conversation was for an existing case, with one click you can now link this conversation to the case. And the moment you do that, you will not only see the case activities but also the customer journey. You can see the entire timeline, providing a single unified view for the agent. You can see we have an email from John, a phone conversation, and basically every touch point with the customer is in this timeline, and it also describes in which channel it came on. So that's a quick look at the productivity tools available to the agent. The next logical thing is for the agent to look for articles that might help solve the problem. That's where we have the knowledge base built right into the system. Here you can search all of the KB articles, open them up, and even send a link to the customer with just one click. So this completes our quick overview of the agent experience for the new Omnichannel Engagement app for Dynamics 365. Thank you.